Monday at 7:30 p.m. on ImproMaths YouTube channel, and we discuss grade 7 mathematics. I use the Case and Harry's MYT grade 7 book, and you can use the same or you can use any other book for practice. But I will use Case and Harry's grade 7 book, or most of the times I will make my own examples. So welcome back to the live session. Today we are going to start with decimals. Last time we finished algebra. So up till now we have finished number systems, algebra, and fractions. So you can visit ImproMaths YouTube channel. There's a playlist listing down all the topics that we have done up till now. It includes constructions also, parallel lines, angles, constructions. So little bit of geometry, little bit of algebra, little bit of arithmetic. We are touching on all the topics one by one. So if you have missed the sessions before this, go ahead and look at the playlist on ImproMaths YouTube channel, and you can start doing from the beginning if you have missed any topic. So today we will start with decimals, and we are going to do decimals from the beginning till addition, subtraction, division, multiplication, and word problems of decimals. Okay. So let's start with very basics of decimals. First, let me share my screen. Here's my screen. So we have done fractions and whole numbers and rational numbers up till now, but we have not done decimals. Okay. So basically, we have to do. So we are going to do decimals. So decimals are the numbers which have a whole number in the front. Then there is a decimal point, and there is a series of numbers after it. So there is a specific way of reading decimal numbers. So if I have, let's say, 536 point, so we read it as 536.4732. We don't read it as 4732. We read it as 536.4732. So there are again same like our normal numbers. There are place values, there are place values and number values. So we will start with place values. So we'll take a smaller number to start. Uh, what a decimal actually means. So let's say I have to write 0.2. 0.2 will actually look like if you multiply both numerator and denominator by 10. So we'll write 0.2 over 1. So it will become 2 by 10. Okay. So any decimal point can be represented in a fraction. So let's say I have 0.03. So I have two numbers after my decimal point. So I'm going to multiply with 100 and divide by 100. So I have 0.03 over 1 multiplied by 100 times 100. So that is equal to 3 over 100. Now, similarly, if you have 0.004, you will multiply by 1000 and divide by 1000. Now, what if we have a number like 0.234? So it will look like something like this. So it is 0.2 plus 0.03 plus 0.004. Now, this thing is called the expanded form. Okay. So this is the expanded form of 0.234. So if we have to write it in fraction form, we will write 2 over 10 plus 3 over 100 plus 4 over 1000. As many number of decimal places, numbers, that many zeros in the denominator. So basically, let's take this number and then we will actually see what the place values are called. So let's say I have 731.326. So while writing, how will I expand this one? This is 700 plus 30 plus 1 plus 3 over 10 plus 2 over 100 plus 6 over 1000. Okay, so your 700 is the hundreds place. So we'll write hundred, tens, units, tenths, hundreds, and thousands. Okay, so 7, 3, 1. Then we have 3, 2, 6. So 3 by 10 is called tenths place. 2 by 100 is called the hundredths place. And 6 by 1000 is called the thousandths place. Okay, so these are the place values. You have to remember this because sometimes they will say that it is 4 thousandths of. So it is 4 over 1000, something like that. Now let's take a tricky number like 5040. So a lot of zeros. 0.2031. How will you write this in expanded form? So it's 5000 plus, we don't have anything in hundred place, so we don't have to write a zero. But just for practice in the beginning, you can just write a small zero over there. Then we have 40. And again in units place, we have a zero. So just for practice, write a zero over there. Then we have 2 by 10. Now in hundreds place, there is nothing. So we are going to write 0 over 100. This is not required to be written. We are just writing it for practice. So when you are writing your examinations or when you are writing the final answer, you have to remove these zeros. Okay, that is what you have to do. So plus 3 over 1000 plus 1 over 10,000. Okay, so actually when you write this expansion, you are going to write it as 5000 plus 40 plus 2 by 10 plus 3 by 1000 plus 1 by 10,000. Okay, now this number can be written in form of a fraction also. How will you write it in form of a fraction? It's 50402031 over 10,000. So this is how you will write it as a fraction. I know it looks a very odd fraction, but this is how it's written in a fraction. So um, I'm going to write how to read this one in words also. So you can remember that also. So we have 5000 and 40.2031. So we read all the numbers after the decimal place, even the zeros. Okay, because that zero is very important. So let's say we have a number like this. 61.0052. Okay, so how will we read this? We are going to read this as 61.0052. Okay, 61.0052. So how will you write this in expanded form? 60 plus 1. Now 5 is at the thousands place. So 5 over 1000 plus 2 over 10,000. And how will you write this in fraction form? It's 61 over 61, 52 over 10,000. Okay, so this is how it works. Now we have to convert decimals into fractions and fractions into decimals. So let's start with fractions into decimals to fractions. So let's say I have 2.315. Now how many numbers do I have after decimal place 3? So I'm going to say that it is 2315 over 1000. Okay. So whatever the number of digits after the decimal place, that many zeros we are going to put in the denominator. Let's say I have 0.59. So I will write 59 over 100. Or let's say I have 0.0342. Now, how many numbers do I have in the after the decimal? Four numbers. So that is going to give me 342 over 10,000. Okay. Now, when you write it in fraction form, this zero is not important. So you can skip that zero. Okay. Now, let's say I have 31.5. What will I write? It is 315 over 10. Okay. So this is how you convert fractions to, decimals to fractions. Now, next one is fractions to decimals. Let's say I have 7 by 4. Now, what I have to do is I have to convert this 4 into 100 or 1000 or 10, something like that. So I know that if I multiply 4 by 25, my denominator is going to be 100. So 7 times 25 is 175. So it becomes 175 over 100. Now I can convert it into decimal. So I have two zeros in the denominator. So I'm going to put a decimal place here. So let's say I have 175 over 100. I'm going to pretend that there is a decimal point over here, and that decimal point will jump to the left by number of zeros in the denominator. So it is going to be jumping 1, 2. So it is 1.75. Now let's say I have 3 over 8. Okay, so that is, so I'm going to multiply 3 over 8 with 125, because 125 times 8 is 1000. So I'm going to have 1000 in the denominator. And what is 125 times 3? 375. It will just confirm. Yeah, 375. So I have 375 over 1000. Now I'm going to imagine a decimal place over here, and then I will 1, 2, 3. The decimal place is going to come at this space. So I'm going to write 0.375. This is how you convert fractions to decimals. Okay. Let's say I have 30 over 25. What I will do is I will multiply both times by 4. So that is equal to 120 over 100. 1, 2. It is 1.2. Now you'll say, I have a calculator. Why do I need to learn this? Because IB specifically, or in case of a CBSE, or even in case of IGCSE, there are going to be few questions where they are going to specifically mention, don't use a calculator for this, or do not use a calculator for that. So when they say do not use a calculator, you should be able to do these manipulations without a calculator. That's why we are doing this in this way. Okay. Next one comes ordering the decimals in descending or ascending order. Ascending is going from smaller to bigger or larger, and descending is going from larger to smaller. So let's say I have three decimal places: 0.321, 0.312, and 0.313. Okay. So I have to put this in an ascending order. So ascending means I have to find the smallest one first. So first digit is 0 for all, so it is non-usable. Second digit is 3 for all, so again we have to go back to the third digit. The third digit for the first one is 2, but for the next two is 1. So we have to go to the fourth digit or the third digit after the decimal place. So it is 2 for this one and 3 for this one. So this one is smaller. So we'll write 0.312. Then this one is 0.313 and this one is 0.321. So we have to compare each and every number. It is same like comparing 321, 312 and 313. Just that in decimals. Okay. So let's take a nice example if we have. Hmm, how about this one? 1.85, 1.82, 1.8. Okay. Now, if you see, these are all these two are or these two are like decimals because they have two decimal numbers after the decimal point. But this one is an unlike decimal, not same as the ones you had before. So it's because it has only one decimal place. We can convert like decimals into unlike decimals into like decimals by adding the zero at the end. This zero is can be added or removed. It is insignificant. So we can add whenever we want for our convenience. Now we have to do it in ascending order. So we'll go 1.80, 1.82, 1.85. Okay. Mm, okay. Now, since we are in grade 7, we are going to get a few challenging questions. Something like this. We are going to get 3 by 10, then 0.003, then let's say 9 divided by 300 and 3. Okay, so first convert all of them into decimals. So 3 by 10 is 0.3. We have this as 0.003. Now 9 by 300 is 3 by 100. So it is going to be 0.03. And then this is 3. Now to put it into the ascending order, we have to find the smallest one. So in all four of these, this is the smallest one. So we are going to write this one first. So 0.003. Then comes this one, so 0.03. Then comes this one, so 0.3, and then 3. So this is how we order the decimal numbers. So if few of them are in decimals and few of them are in uh, fractions, you can convert all of them into decimals because it is easier to look at the decimals than the fractions. Okay, if this was all in fractions, it would look like this: 3 over 10, comma 3 over 1000, comma 3 over 100, comma 3. Now all of them have the same numerator but different denominator. So if you have a very good understanding of fractions, then you can do this in fractions. It's very easy to do this in fractions if you have a very good understanding of fractions. Like bigger the denominator, smaller the fraction. So we are going to take this one first. 3 over 1000, then 3 over 100, then 3 by 10, and then 3. Now, when we write the final answer, we have to write it in its original form. So 3 over 100 is 0.003. Then 0.03 is 9 by 300. Then comes 3 by 10 and then comes 3. So always remember when you write your final answer, the numbers should be in their original form. Okay? Does it make sense? We are going to stop here for today because this was the basics that we had to solve. One thing that we have to learn for the next one is like and unlike decimals, how to make unlike decimals same or like decimals, and then we are going to learn about the addition and subtraction of decimals. So remember to log into ImproMaths YouTube channel every Monday at 7:30 p.m. to learn grade 7 mathematics. If you have missed any of our earlier sessions, you can visit our channel and there is a playlist for mastering mathematics. You can always start going through that playlist and brush up all your topics before this. Okay, so I'll see you next Monday at 7:30 Singapore time. Till then, bye.